Whoa, nearly stood in the cat. Good morning. I'm doing a video of these 3 sunflowers that they were sitting on the window there. And Midnight, can you say hello? No, she doesn't really want to say hello. There she is anyway. And Maisie's on the bed. No, she's on the couch. Oh, you're lovely. Maisie's on the couch there. So there's a slight tension in the air between these two. Go on, Midnight. Every pet in our house starts with their name starts with M, so it's all very confusing. The children deliberately did that, like. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is using the Indian ink watered down. It's actually not very watered down, but it's going to have to do, I think. I'm going to put a little bit more water in it. I'm just using the cover of the thing, because I want to paint something for the centre of the sunflower fairly quickly. Alright, it's very dark now, but sure, it's a start anyway, it's something. Okay, and of course if I was to get it clean with a paper towel, I can just straight away lighten that up a little bit. Okay, and I think actually I like the watered down ink as a way of explaining the tone in general. So there's some, the leaves, the petals, or the leaves that are coming up to meet the petals there are darker, and the ones on that side too will be darker than the yellow of the sunflower by far. And then with my eyes half closed, I'm finding this stem of the sunflower there. Now what's needed here is some green. I'm just going to use the watercolour green. Don't know if that's going to work, but it's the quickest. It's the kind of thing I've got closest to hand here. So I wanted the green because I want to explain those leaves that are coming down there. The yellow into them to find that one is quite yellow. So I like to begin with something that I'd call like a wild goose, where you're starting with something that's fairly expressive and free, and recognizing that it's possible then to rein it in later on. Later on being in about a minute's time or something. It's funny, isn't it? Like, but I think the setup of having to do things swiftly is something that suits me. I've told you that before, if you've been listening. My name is Aine, by the way. If you wanted to have a look about workshops and things in the future, have a look at the links below. I do workshops near my studio in Cockenzie, in East Lothian near Edinburgh. There's a flower painting workshop coming up in October. I think it's pretty full actually, because it's the one that I postponed, which was already full in February. No, in March. But there might be one or 2 spots available, so if you're interested, get in touch. Alright, now you see, there's a few things here I could do. Not sure about using collage today. Oh yeah, I bought in this cadmium yellow from the studio. I thought maybe I could use some of that. Not having as much impact as I thought it would over the current yellow. I thought the yellow I had was way off, but actually it's not bad. It's maybe just needing a bit more yellow in it now, as in more like a sharper yellow rather than the cadmium yellow. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I think this one might work. Something a little bit brighter, just on for the tips. Okay. I'm going to push the curtain back there. Oh, those matches are annoying me. Just half closing my eyes so that I can stop seeing too much. Kind of too much detail, I suppose, is what I sometimes see when I don't have to close my eyes and begin to kind of get stuck in the small stuff. Alright, So I wonder now, what will I do next? Yeah, I kind of like my idea was to use this turquoise, which is really not the colour of the jug at all, in order to explain the jug. But I think actually it was a good decision. I think that turquoise is quite a nice addition to the colour scheme. And this is just cartridge paper, so it's grand, like, but it's not got gesso on it, so it's not really wipeable afterwards or anything. Alright, so that's that. And now I'm going to get some, okay, so that's chalk. Let's see how that works. If I were to use chalk, it would just lift off that. That's not going to work there. Just subdue that side with the white chalk. Okay. Now I'm going to use my non-dominant hand and this sepia coloured chalk to just draw some of these petals. Non-dominant hand because I just kind of like, I appreciate a bit more the more organic, less in control thing of that hand. No, it's not bright enough. Maybe it needs some ink. Here we go. Trigger happy now with that lovely ink. It'll be on the living room carpet before long, of course. That's where I'm working just now. Yeah, that's okay. I know they're all pulling down all those drips, but is that alright with me? I'm not sure. I think I want to kind of stop some of the downward pull, particularly there. And maybe here I could just let it be incorporated into that leaf. I didn't mean the black to be included. And I think I'll stop that one where the top of the jug is. I want the jug to be represented with a little bit of the grey, the greyness of it as well. So let's see now. This is oil pastel. So I'm just going to draw the top of the jug there with the oil pastel. Kind of bluish colour. And then there's an oil pastel that's a bit lighter. It's grey as well, but it's a lighter grey. And somehow I think it would work for the stem there. And maybe a little bit of the drawing here too. When I can trust myself to be loose enough, I don't mind using my dominant hand. I keep going down here because this on the floor is where all my stuff is. Okay, let's see, I've got the brown oil pastel here. I could have maybe used there. I think actually oil pastel is the thing to do the reining in. So on the cartridge paper especially, it'll hold itself together better. Right, now a nice dark grey would be the job inside, for the inside of that jug, you know. Just want to show you what I'm doing when I'm down there. That's quite a good, I don't know if it's even darker than that, it is a wee bit. So I think I need something a little bit dark there. I don't know what I'm doing that for. Maybe actually it's the green of the leaves that's needed. And the stem in there. You know, I feel like I want to do something with the white of the background, like really bring it in. That was the thing that was exciting to me, was the way the white background really explained the shape of the edge of just some parts of the sunflower. But I'm not sure. This is where I get really like a stickler about which white it is, because it needs to be the one that's really good at covering. I don't want it to be transparent, you see. And that's what these ones are. So I'm looking for the particular one. I think this is it actually. Yeah, so this is the one that's significantly brighter and it's opaque. So you see how it covers that quite well there. So that I can see, so I can't see anything through it really. And that's how the light outside the window reads to me. It reads as being really bright in relation to the darker kind of silhouette of parts of the sunflower. That's my timer now. I'm going to turn it off because I do have a little bit of leeway. So I'll just give myself another 2 minutes. There we are. I mean, really, there's no need, is there, for the alarm? I mean, I could kind of guess, but just in case. I have a few things on today that I want to not be late for. So I have just another 2 minutes there now. I think up there I wouldn't mind some blue sky actually. Not that the sky is blue today. And then just the kind of upward surge of these petals as they reach for the stars, reach for the sky. I thought there was something quite nice about that. I'm not sure I've thrown it away now. I thought there was something nice about that line, the sepia colour chalk. So let's see if I can find it again. Here it is. Because I want to incorporate some bit of detail into the petals of this flower here. Just loosely turning my wrist, having a look at the character of the petals on this sunflower so that they're brought to life a little bit too, and not just seen as a mass of nondescript or a mass of crazy petals. It's the same colour, yeah. Like this orange, this yellowy. And here it might be to get that one coming down a little bit. And after all, I may carry on finding the Indian ink. I haven't used it yet, so maybe I'll just use a little bit of that to describe the kind of withered nature of these leaves as they come up to meet the petals there. Now that I've done that, I need to do some green here because the black is a bit much really. It needs to be in between, and even that's probably a little bit too dark, so a touch of the grey, I think. More of the grey on top will sort that, hopefully. I'd use some over here as well so that they're seen to be separate from the middle one. There's my time again now. Just put some of the Indian ink in there, and I'll draw the stem of that sunflower up there from the Indian ink up, and then there's just a little bit of the few kind of tendrils of leaves coming down. And I'll go again for the sepia coloured. There. Generally I have a plan not for things not to be so awry or so scattered, but when it happens it seems to be fine with me, you know. There's something about it that I'm okay with. My little ink isn't working anymore. Just thought something for the handle of the jug there. Don't know why. Probably have left it alone, for goodness sake. Not to make it so significant a thing, that handle, because who's to know that there's a jug that these sunflowers are sitting in. Alright, I think I'm going to call it a day once I've done that leaf. Once I've done, what is it now that I was going to do there? Just this one coming out a little bit further. And look, I'll just use the soft green for it again. There you are. I've got a curtain song going over in my head. Here we are. Now, and what about one final splash of yellow? I think I'll go with that. Alright, Anya, stop, for God's sake, stop. Okay, job done. Well, at least that's me finished. I'm not going to do any more to it. I'll bring you closer so you can see the sunflowers maybe from my angle. There they are.